Well, if you ever answer your phone and there's a recorded message on the other end, that's a robocall. And during the last 6 months, there have been 531 million robocalls just in Arizona alone. If you have a phone, then you have no doubt received one of those annoying robocalls like this.
The reason of this call is to inform you that IRS is filing a lawsuit on your name because you had tried to do a fraud with the IRS Internal Revenue Service.
Or maybe this one.
You will be taken under custody by the local police, as there are 4 serious allegations pressed on your name at this moment.
Robocalls here in Arizona happen all the time.
There are a lot of robocalls in Phoenix. I mean, 12 per person every month is a lot. The one thing I would say, though, is that Phoenix is doing relatively well compared to the country as a whole, which is averaging around 16 a month.
Alex Kalicki is a tech analyst who monitors robocalls. He tells Three on Your Side that here in Phoenix, there were 86 million robocalls made in September alone. That comes down to nearly 3 million robocalls a day, and nearly half of those calls were scammers trying to dupe you out of your money.
There are people who fall for it.
To avoid being a victim, Alex says there are 3 tips to remember.
The top 3 things to do are 1, don't answer unknown numbers. Just let them roll to voicemail.
That way, Alex says you're not intimidated or pressured into answering questions for a scammer.
Number 2, get a robocall blocking app on your phone. We have one called Umail, there are others, but that'll reduce how many unknown calls you have to deal with.
And number 3, if the voicemail seems like it may be from a legitimate agency and kind of piques your interest, then go to the internet and look up that agency's phone number. Don't call the number left on your phone. The good news is the federal government is trying to make it more difficult for scammers and robocalls to reach your phone. That includes mandating major phone carriers to develop ways to prevent scammers from spoofing their numbers. For example, when the bad guy calls, their number should not resemble the Internal Revenue Service's phone number.
I don't think the authenticated caller ID is a silver bullet. I mean, you have to think about these bad guys who have been making hundreds of millions of calls and making a lot of money. They're not going to suddenly throw up their hands because they can't spoof numbers.
While new software and preventative methods are being implemented to hopefully decrease the number of robocalls, just remember, the scammers will do anything to get your money.
I mean, there's one scam that worldwide is estimated at over $12 billion in damage last year. It's called the One Ring scam.
If you have a smartphone, you can try out some apps to prevent those robocalls from coming through. A lot of them are free, but there are many that do charge a monthly fee. For more information, just go to our website, azfamily.com. I'm Gary Harper, 3 on Your Side.